guys, welcome back to another review on my channel. Let's review The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 2, entitled The Star-Spangled Man. Now, let's start by talking out about, John Walker's character. Now, the actor was great. I can't really say much about, his character, because his character was a total asshole, all throughout the episode. Now, we basically see John Walker's, he's getting promoted as Captain America, getting all these deals, well, not deals, but getting Good Morning America, and basically talking about how he doesn't want to, he want to be a good person, but he also doesn't want to step on the toes of what Steve Rogers did, and basically all that stuff is great. We also get, in the opening scene, we also get, introduction with his best friend, which is Battlestar from the comics. Now, basic stuff was great, was amazing. His douchebagginess was great. All throughout the episode, John Walker was great. But, we could see, towards at the end of the episode, he's kind of taking his turn to a darker corner. Now, it kind of reminded me of, well, it did remind me of Bullseye from Daredevil. How he was good at first, but he took a darker corner and he became, Bullseye. To John Walker's character, in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, just like Bullseye was in Daredevil Season 3. Now, let's talk about Sam and Bucky's, Sam and Bucky in this episode. Now, they banter back and forth was great. All their jokes, all their punchlines, their chemistry was amazing throughout this episode. Rather you talking about the action scene from the truck, them basically saying, Sam saying, that little girl kicked your ass and all that stuff. That stuff was great. The action scene was great, by the way. John Walker and Battlestar coming in and kind of, saving the asses, more or less. That whole scene was great, by the way. Rather you talking about another scene, which was that would be seen in the police station, with Bucky saying, hey, but you being Captain America, maybe he was wrong about me being a great person. That scene was amazing. Sebastian Stan, knocked it out of the park. He killed it. Sam did too. All throughout the episode, Sam, his expressions and emotions, was the best. But Bucky was the best throughout this scene, the therapy scene. His acting was great. But, we also get the scene of Isaiah Bradley in this episode. He's a black version of Captain America, basically talking about what they did to him and how they experimented on, black people, but he was the only successful black person to come out of it, of the Super Soldier Serum. Basically promoted him to be this black Captain America. He was going to save everybody, be a hero. But it turns out at the end of all of this, they basically throw him away in prison. Government is basically douchebags in this whole, well, basically the whole entirety of the MCU, which actually was great. But we also get, Patriot in this episode, Aizen, is basically going to go further, by joining the Young Avengers and all that good stuff. Wicked and Speed and all that stuff. So that's our introduction into Patriot, joining the Young Avengers. As we will see throughout all the Disney Plus shows, which we start to see the Young Avengers start to form and build. I hope we see a series on them or basically a movie, because that would be great. Which I definitely do think we will. But yeah, this episode was great. The action scenes was amazing. Well, the action scene, we only got one action scene throughout this episode, but it was great. All the emotional scenes, all the stuff with John Walker, Isaac Bradley, Isaiah Bradley was great. Sam and Bucky was fantastic all throughout this episode. This episode, I give it a 10 out of 10. Now, there's something all throughout all the Disney Plus series. Now, basically shouting out the MVP of this episode. Now, the MVP of this episode has to basically go to, Bucky and Sam, of this episode. The interactions, their stuff was absolutely amazing in this episode. But yeah, if you like this review, make sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe down below. Maybe you like this episode, maybe you hated it. You think that Captain America thing, Patriot being introduced. What did you think of U.S. Agent? Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.